Good news, everyone.
Uh-oh.
The BMW Z4 now comes in a manual.
No, it doesn't. It comes in Honschlotter package. Honschlotter. It's not just the manual transmission either. Other stuff comes with it, but you have to get the Honschlotter package. There's an SCH in there. Ooh,
hand
it's good.
shift.
It's a good word.
We're shifting
Yes.
with our hands.
Yes.
It's a good thing. Toyota did it with the Supra, so we all thought BMW can't be far behind
You'd
with
have
the
to
Z4.
think. Yep.
So here we are. The big news is the manual transmission.
Great cars, great roads, and all the reasons we love to drive. Road trips, comparisons, test drives, and podcasts. This is Everyday Driver.
Toyota, when they started with the modular transmission,
Yes.
changed it to be more Toyota.
Yes,
more,
they did.
More crispy.
Mm-hmm.
They
Very metallic. It's
put
a
it in
great
the oven.
gearbox.
It is a great gearbox.
Superb.
BMW claims to have done the very same thing with this car.
Yes.
They started with their modular transmission. They changed the gear set, the shafts, how it connects to the B58 engine. They changed the guides.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's-
It's not as good as the Supra one, is it?
It's not as good as the Toyota,
Yeah.
but are we all going to complain? Because it's not a good sports car. Well, it's not a car if it doesn't have a manual transmission.
Well, but
It's not a car. It doesn't
true.
exist.
Why would we even watch it? If it's not a manual, then why would anybody drive it? Why would anybody watch
Right.
it? Never mind the fact that 90% of people only buy an automatic.
Yes.
Yes, I take your point.
But BMW did it, so
Yes.
we should all be thanking BMW.
I am thanking BMW.
for putting the effort in. It is better than some of the rubbery, the really stereotypical BMW transmissions that we
Yes.
felt,
Yes.
but it's still not as good as many cars. But that's okay because it's a manual.
And you know what? Their revision makes it more in line with the BMW feel of a transmission, which has always had a little bit more rubbery feel than I like, but
Yes.
they definitely have aligned it with that thinking. So if you like a BMW transmission, you're going to think this is superb.
I mean, it's not the crisp toast that the Supra is.
It's not. I
it's
wouldn't have gone with crisp toast, but
it's
I'm following along with your analogy.
burnt. I mean, it's
It's
really
not burnt.
good.
It's not burnt.
We like
It's gotten
it.
a little soggy, just
Yeah.
a tiny bit soggy. Try to work with your analogy. It's hard. I got to be honest.
It also has rev matching, and I found where you can turn that off. You got to go deep into the menus,
Yep.
and then it's simply a checkbox. It even has the check through it.
Oh,
okay,
perfect.
you're checking the gear selector. But you know, I think that this suits the car. It makes it kind of fun to drive with the rev matching on.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
It's interesting because you can carry such speed, the speed that we're not having right now
Currently
behind
because
a
of a Hyundai accent.
white Hyundai accent. I am
yeah.
my kingdom for a passing lane
Yeah.
right
I hear
now. 40 seems like we're moving. I mean, we're not moving.
40 seems like I got to get out and walk at this pace.
We probably could jog,
We
lightly
have been
jog.
going quicker in this car, and
Ah.
now suddenly we have pulled
Well,
it way down. Yes.
It'll just give me opportunity to talk about the power. So
Yes.
this transmission is suited well to the car, and BMW has made other changes that are specific to it.
Yes.
The M Sport differential, the suspension tuning. And when I got in, I immediately noticed that rear heavy thudding, that indecision. All right, thank you. Thank you. That heavy thudding, that indecision from the rear of the Z4 has
Interesting.
disappeared.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
glad it has disappeared
Yeah,
because now it
yeah.
feels natural. It feels normal. They've added auxiliary springs, front and rear, and they've tuned the suspension in the rear. They've changed that software setting in sport mode. I'm not even in sport mode. Hey, there we go. Felt that, huh?
Yep. Definitely.
Oh, that was
Well,
crispy.
All of the adaptive suspension settings on this, everything about this car has been turned a little more aggressive because they're assuming if you want to go Honschlotter, that you want to drive it, that you are a driver. And so as a result, they've made a more aggressive version of this M40i, and I think all of those improvements are excellent. It has gotten aggressive, there's no question.
Yes.
And I feel like it has aligned itself with the way the Supra feels.
Yes.
But now here is your convertible Supra.
Yeah, agreed. So we can talk about the power now. BMW,
Yes.
we know, sandbags. They claim 382 horsepower, 369, right?
Yep.
But this is faster and more powerful than any number suggests.
Yeah, it's fast.
Really quick.
It's very fast.
It's almost like snap your neck. I mean, it's good. It's still 3,500 pounds, 3,600 pounds, somewhere in there, right? But
the B58 is
A
beloved.
lot of
This is
power.
a 3,600 pound car, but it is, without question, you put your foot all the way in it. We like wide open throttle here at Everyday
Okay,
Driver.
hang on to
There's
your
a
hat.
lot. Yes, literally. we've done a decent job with dealing with the buffeting. We actually have the extra rear windscreen removed on this so we can have a rear camera, but it actually does a pretty good job with handling the wind.
So this brings us to the price.
Oh.
All this goodness, all this fun.
That.
You know, BMWs are expensive, right?
Yes.
This one costs $77,470. You can play the game with how much do you think it costs. Like, no, take a guess.
You're probably lost. If you were playing that game
everyone
earlier,
is
you're probably
wrong.
lost. Yeah, it's very expensive. I mean, almost $80,000 is, now this is loaded. This is everything you can get. The only way that $80,000 starts to be palatable, and this is a stretch, is you have to...
Palatable.
Yeah. I didn't say it was fine. Palatable, like I might be okay, is you have to compare it with the Porsche Boxster.
Yeah.
$77,000 in Porsche Boxster land is honestly a Boxster you don't want. It's going to be the base Boxster with base interior materials.
Now we're talking.
It's going to be the one where you're just like, I got a Boxster technically, but eh.
This one's fully loaded though, but it makes you think about C8 Corvettes and Boxsters, and I thought of the Z car, and that's not a convertible right now. Maybe it will be, but it doesn't play in this league. It really doesn't.
The Supra is every bit of this. You don't really get is the convertible worth $10,000 to $15,000 to you.
I wonder if BMW builds a Z4M. Do they?
How much is that going to be?
It'd be $100,000 because it can be.
No, honestly, you don't need a Z4M. I'm putting it out there. You don't need a Z4. This is already more powerful and faster as a daily than most Boxsters until you go way up into the triple digits.
True. This is not a full throttle car, because when you do, you're going to scare yourself. You're going to scare everyone.
It's going to be much faster than you think.
It's a monster, and it's good. But you buy this and pay that money because you want it. The styling looks great. The headlights, they have some distinctive style to them. Very BMW, and there's no beaver teeth, so that's really good.
This may be one of the best looking BMWs they're making right now.
Well, you said it before. The Supra was the best BMW they make. This has got to be up there.
I agree.
Alongside any of their sports cars. Low, wide, looks good from every angle. The line that starts just behind the rear wheels goes from a vertical surface to a horizontal plane up at the top of the fenders, wraps into the taillights. Every angle on this car looks modern, clean, any color. It does look really good. And then in the interior, the shapes that I didn't think were futuristic enough when they brought all these trapezoid shapes out.
Yes.
I think they're working now. I think it's going to age nicely. It doesn't look too dated too quickly.
And we have two screens here instead of like the big Samsung single TV thing, which I do prefer.
That's true. And then the seats. BMW builds the best seats. You've got the switch over here, so you can have the bolsters that hug you more.
I know.
So great combination of GT car seats, long distance cruising, and they're great. They do hold you in the corners. You've got to drive it.
I'm ready. I'm ready to drive it for sure.
Oh, there's space over here.
And it's got great space. This is a really usable single car option.
This is comfy.
It's got a very surprisingly large trunk. Like a big bag, like a big checked bag would actually go back there. We have elbow room.
Through here.
We have space. I'm incredibly impressed with the space here. This is a genuinely usable car. Now the downside of that is it's 3,600 pounds in weight, which actually, now that I think about it, in the world of modern sports cars is on the low end, which is crazy to say, but that is true.
Although surprising from BMW because they're known for heavy cars now.
Yes, it's probably the lightest car BMW is selling at 3,600 pounds. It has to be down there.
Right.
Which is weird because it's a lot bigger than something like a Miata or a GR86 or even a Boxster for that matter. Anyway, this B58 engine, can we all just agree that it's awesome?
It's awesome.
And I bring it up because when it was first put in the Supra, there was much internet weeping and gnashing of teeth. Okay?
Yes, there was.
It just couldn't possibly be good enough to hold up to Toyota standards. And I think we can all agree, BMW fans or not, any car they put this engine in, it's brilliant.
It's awesome.
Really, really good. And
like,
to be able,
that's going to bring Toyota's quality down. No, it didn't.
This is the engine and drivetrain you can get in the 240 right now.
Yeah.
It's better here.
This is in the X3 M40i too.
Yep.
It was for a little while, but still.
But the fact that you can get this in a manual, you can enjoy yourself. I'm just enjoying the rev match right now. The fact you can enjoy yourself. The problem that exists, and we have this problem as well, this gets overlooked because the Boxster is so good.
Yep.
But the Boxster is going away into an uncertain future, and this for similar money is the better car. The $70,000 to $80,000 version of the Z4 is a better car than the $70,000 to $80,000 version of the Cayman. The Cayman can become a better car than this, but you spent a good amount more money. And you aren't going to ever get a Cayman that feels more luxurious and worthwhile to daily than this Z4. This is a superb daily. And I mean, this is one of those things where, thank God it's a manual, but you could drive it every day in traffic and I don't think you'd hate yourself. The gearbox is not difficult to work with. And you can take a passenger, you can take luggage. This is a single car that is a genuine sports car convertible, and that is unbelievably rare. I really like where BMW is. Yeah, I really like where BMW is on this now, and I have said it before, the Supra is the best car BMW makes, so if we go to a BMW badge, this is the best car BMW makes. Yes, it is. It fully is. I would totally have this. And as a guy that owned a prior Z4, I'm just a fan. I loved that car. The thing that the BMW does that I never cease to be amazed by is BMW makes a genuine convertible for tall people. I just fit here. It's easy to fit. It's easy to sit, driver or passenger, and enjoy myself.
I hit the window switch.
Well,
I was hanging on because you're driving so fast.
Well, it's easy though. Here's the thing. I don't feel like I'm driving fast. That's what's also funny about it.
It's fast.
Just easy to deal with. Big contact patches front and rear. Revisions to the suspension throughout because of Handschlotter. It's just fun to say. Anything with an SCH is just fun to say. Like Paul Schmucker. I'm telling you, the SCH just makes it fun to say.
There's a connection there.
I don't know how, but anyway. And I'm breathing on the accelerator.
Holy crap.
That's the thing about this, because the B58's got so much power. This is an engine, you're going to hear that stat under 400 horsepower and go, I wish it were more powerful. Come take it on a road like this, and I challenge you, did you ever floor it? Did you ever? Because I don't think you did. It's got a lot of power. And it is that BMW, you said it before, sandbagging thing where it's got more power than the numbers suggest. This is a lot in this little car, and 3,600 pounds feels like a lot, but BMW has become the king of that. They become the king of our weight number is no longer a penalty, and this is the lightest car they make.
That's a great way of saying it.
Which is ridiculous.
Okay, so Supra, BMW.
What's your choice? Convertible or non?
Good news, everyone. The Supra comes in a convertible now.
Yeah, it does. It's got a different badge on it, but everything else is the same. Well, the gear shift isn't quite as good, but it's close.
Not quite as good, but hey.
It's close. It's very close.
Take it. And it must be the best ever because it's manual transmission, so it must be great.
It's Handschlotter, so you can't go wrong.